Hello everyone, welcome to VidsTube. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking, and here is where you will find detailed tech reviews for a variety of smartwatches like this one. And in today's video, I'll compare the premium smartwatches by Fitbit versus Amazfit to help you make an informed purchase decision. So let's get started. It's going to be a full-on in-depth comparison between these two smartwatches, and for your convenience, everything is time-coded. So I'll start with the model, options and cost, design, features, specs, fitness tracking, sleep tracking, and my final verdict. Now in terms of cost, this Amazfit GTR2, which currently is the top of the line smartwatch by Amazfit, will cost 210 Canadian dollar at the time of filming this video. Check out the links in the video description for any deals on it. The one I have with me is the Classic Edition with stainless steel body. You also get Sports Edition with aluminum body. Amazfit and Fitbit also offers a ton of other smartwatches and fitness band, but in this video I'll compare their top of the line smartwatch. Fitbit Sense on the other hand will cost you 399 Canadian dollar at the time of filming this video. Fitbit Sense is Fitbit's premium smartwatch with all the bells and whistles. Fitbit also offers cheaper version like the Fitbit Versa 3, which will cost 299 Canadian dollar, which is identical to Fitbit Sense but lacks sensors like ECG and EDA, that is Electro dermal activity sensor. You can also get Fitbit Versa 2 for 239 Canadian dollar, and I have done a full video for Fitbit Versa 3 versus the Fitbit Versa 2, which is linked up in the card section and in the video description. Make sure to check it out if you decide to go with Fitbit. Alright, with the model and cost being done, let's talk about the design. Amazfit GTR2 is a circular smartwatch and has a nice 1.39-inch AMOLED display with a 3D Corning Gorilla Glass and has an oleophobic diamond-like coating. The glass and the stainless steel body really catches the eyeball, and the red ring around the top button on the right hand side is the cherry on top. Fitbit Sense and Versa 3 on the other hand carries over their classic squircle design of the Versa family, but the edges are more rounded this time, with the Fitbit Sense having two leads on top and bottom which are used for ECG and electrodermal activity sensor. Both Fitbit Sense and Versa 3 has Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protecting the 1.58-inch AMOLED display. Here is how they both will look on my wrist side by side. My wrist circumference is 6 inches, so you can decide it for yourself which one to pick in terms of design. I personally like the Amazfit GTR2. Let me know what's your choice in the comment down below. Now, speaking of features, Fitbit Sense has the advantage of having ECG and electrodermal activity sensor, which is primarily used to detect tiny changes in the sweat level of your skin due to stress and other factors. So to measure this, you have to put your whole palm in a way that both the lid touches the palm, and you have to wait for 2 minutes to get your EDA scan. Thankfully, the watch will vibrate when you are done, as you won't know what's going on under the palm. Likewise, for ECG, you have to place your index finger and thumb respectively on the lid with your watch on the wrist to get your ECG reading. I have compared the ECG reading of Fitbit Sense to my Apple Watch Series 6 in a detailed video which is linked in the playlist at the end of this video, but in my opinion, ECG reading on Apple Watch Series 6 are the pinnacle for now among all the other smartwatches. But Fitbit Sense has a clear advantage of having the ability to measure ECG, which Amazfit GTR2 does not. Fitbit Versa 3 does not have ECG and EDA sensor. However, all Fitbit Versa smartwatches have a skin temperature measuring sensor. Now don't get your hopes high, it does not measure your temperature. I wish it would, but it only measures relative nightly temperature variation, and you have to wear the watch for 2 or more consecutive nights to get a baseline data. Fitbit Sense and Versa 3 both has SpO2 sensor, but I really don't know why Fitbit has limited the sensor's potential, as it cannot take a reading at a given point in time, but just like the skin temperature sensor as I mentioned above, it gives you a nightly relative measurement. And to make matters worse, you have to download and use this clock face called SpO2 signature in order to get your reading. Come on Fitbit, can't you make things simple? And the major caveat with Fitbits which you have to keep it in mind is to access all the detailed metrics of the above mentioned data, you have to get their premium subscription, and that really sucks. Like to get a detailed stress score breakdown, you have to get the Fitbit Premium. To see your temperature varies when you sleep, you have to get Fitbit Premium. To get your wellness report, you have to pay for the Fitbit Premium. Thankfully, for ECG readings, you don't have to pay. You can get all your ECG readings with the ability to get them exported as a PDF file. Now, speaking of subscriptions, we are not done here yet. Both Fitbit Sense and Versa 3 has onboard storage, but again Fitbit has intentionally removed the ability to transfer MP3 files from a computer to the watch, which is still available on their previous iteration like the Fitbit Versa 2. But for the Fitbit Sense and Versa 3, if you want to have offline music, you have to pay for premium Deezer and Spotify subscription. I have done a video for Fitbit Premium, Deezer and Spotify, which you can find in the playlist linked at the end of this video. But I'm telling you guys, this is a deal breaker, and all this really does not justify the $400 price point of Fitbit Sense. On the other hand, the Amazfit GTR2 has the SpO2 sensor, and you can take a reading directly without having to pay for any premium services to access your own health data. In fact, Amazfit GTR2 even measures nighttime variation in the blood oxygen saturation, and I personally find the sleep tracking of this Amazfit GTR2 much better, as it provides more insight to your sleep than the Fitbit Sense. Amazfit GTR2 has the Barometer, which provides you with a real-time atmospheric pressure change. It has Compass, which also works great. Amazfit GTR2 has PAI Score, which is your personal physiological activity indicator, which I have talked about in a detailed video linked in the playlist at the end of this video. Now all your health data like PAI, heart rate, SpO2, sleep are readily accessible, and you don't have to pay for any premium subscription. Amazfit GTR2 has onboard music storage of 3 gigs, and you can transfer MP3 files directly from your iPhone or Android phone and listen to music directly from the watch, either via built-in speaker, or you can even connect a Bluetooth earbud like the Apple AirPods Pro to the watch, so you can listen to the music directly from the watch and leave your phone at home while you go outdoor for a run. So I would personally go with the Amazfit GTR2, as with Fitbit Sense, it seems like you're paying $200 more than the Amazfit GTR2 to just get the ECG reading. Now both these smartwatches have all the bells and whistles like Find My Phone, alarm, stopwatch, timer, weather, always on display, do not disturb mode, ability to control phone's music player including volume, onboard GPS to track your outdoor run without your phone. Both these smartwatches can show notifications from pretty much all the apps, even when paired with an iPhone. However, when paired with an iPhone, you will not be able to reply and you will not get iMessage notification. Both the watch will not display the entire message, and you cannot see special characters, images or emojis. To read through a long email or message, you have to go on your phone. However, when you pair the Fitbit Sense or Versa 3 with an Android phone, you will be able to interact with the notification like reply and even delete an email, etc. But with the Amazfit GTR2, you cannot interact or reply even when paired with an Android phone. You can answer and take Bluetooth audio calls directly from the watch, as both the watches has a built-in speaker and a microphone, and you can take Bluetooth audio calls from apps like Viber, WhatsApp, etc. even when paired with an iPhone. I personally like the speaker and microphone quality of the Amazfit GTR2, as with the Fitbit Sense and Versa 3 sometimes I won't even get the call notification. Another caveat with Fitbit Sense and Versa 3 is the built-in speaker is useless, as it can't be used for sound alerts, for notifications, calls, alarms, etc. You can't even use the speaker for music playback even if you have the premium Deezer or Spotify. So basically it's only used for on-wrist call at this point in time. Both these watches have smart assistant, like the Amazfit GTR2 has offline voice commands for basic tasks like system control, music control, workout control, and it's pretty good.
Open music.
But its functions are limited and bare bone.
Start playing.
On the other hand, the Fitbit Sense and Versa 3
What's
has
the weather
both
like right
Google
now?
Assistant and Alexa. for which I have done a detailed video linked in the playlist at the end of this video. You can use both Alexa and Google Assistant to control smart home devices and much more. So for that, I will prefer Fitbit Sense and Versa 3 over Amazfit GTR2. But again, keep in mind with Fitbit Sense, Google Assistant will not talk back to you. As said earlier, the built-in speaker is useless. By the way guys, if you're enjoying this video, please smash that like button as it really helps. Now with all that said, let's talk about specs. Now instead of me reading out all the specs, just pause the video and read through all the specs of both these smartwatches. Few mentionable differences are the display of the Amazfit GTR2 is brighter and crisper than the Fitbit Sense. They both run on their proprietary OS, however, Fitbit OS has its own app store and you will find a whole lot of app, games and watch faces, which is not possible on Amazfit GTR2. You can get custom watch faces with Amazfit GTR2, but it's not even remotely close to what you get on Fitbit Sense. Amazfit GTR2 uses a 22mm standard wristband, so you can use any aftermarket 22mm wristband, and Fitbit uses its proprietary band, which is super easy to replace. Both these smartwatches have their own proprietary magnetic charging pin, and their chargers are relatively good. However, Fitbit Sense and Versa 3 both supports fast charge, so you can charge your watch completely under 40 minutes. Both of these smartwatches has Wi-Fi, which sadly is only used to transfer updates and files, but can't be used for calls and connection. Both these watches have all the needed sensors like accelerometer, gyroscope, ambient sensor, pedometer, heart rate, and SpO2 sensor, and they both are 5 atmospheric pressure water resistant. Now in terms of battery life, Amazfit GTR2 is a clear winner. I'm easily able to go about 5 days even with heavy usage, but the Fitbit Sense, I'm only able to get 2 to 3 days with heavy usage. However, with Amazfit GTR2, with moderate to light usage, I can even get 2 to 3 weeks of battery life. So hands down, Amazfit GTR2 wins in terms of battery life. Now, let me briefly talk about fitness tracking and wrap this video up with my final say. Fitbit Sense and Versa 3 has most of the common workouts that you will need on a day-to-day basis. And it does good in terms of heart rate, distance, pace, and step tracking during the workout. I have taken both of these smartwatches for a 20 to 30 minute intermittent treadmill run, and from my testing the data is on par with my other smartwatches. I find that the heart rate sensor of Fitbit Sense is much better at detecting the heart rate as it's consistent with very few drops. On the other hand, the Amazfit GTR2 is also better in fitness and workout tracking, but as I said earlier, I will prefer the heart rate tracking of the Fitbit Sense over Amazfit GTR2. But boy, Amazfit GTR2 has a ton of workout options. Fitbit Sense is not even quarter of what Amazfit GTR2 offers. You'll find pretty much any workout of your choice on the Amazfit GTR2. So really, in terms of fitness and workout tracking, they both are good. Fitbit is better, but not to a point that I can't even recommend Amazfit GTR2. So with that said, here's my final verdict. Guys, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for sticking around, and such an in-depth video is very effort intensive to make. So please hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. Come on guys, just do it. It's free. So I will personally not go for the Fitbit Sense, as for $400 it has a lot of issues, like you have to pay for Fitbit Premium to get more insight to your own health data. It has built-in storage, but you can't transfer MP3 files. Rather, you have to pay for Premium Deezer or Spotify for offline music options. The built-in speaker is basically useless except for on-wrist call. Yes, it has good selection of apps, games and watch faces via the Fitbit App Store. It has ECG and EDA sensors, but I personally wouldn't pay $200 extra for those features, as Amazfit GTR2 has all that you need from a good fitness smartwatch. But hey, that's my opinion. If you're someone who likes to have ECG, EDA sensor, breathing sessions, App Store for apps, games and watch faces, then go with the Fitbit Sense. Now in comparison with the Fitbit Versa 3, which does not have the ECG and EDA sensor, I personally will still prefer the Amazfit GTR2 because it has the amazing 1+ week of battery life, which Versa 3 does not. So let me know in the comments down below which one would you pick. I would love to hear from you guys. And also check out the playlist at the end of this video to see more detailed videos for each and every single feature of both these smartwatches. Guys, please also follow me on my other social media network for early preview to upcoming videos and free giveaways. Links are in the description of all my videos. Thanks so much for watching and take care. I'll catch you guys in the next one.